Hello, good evening, guys. Ayan, good evening. So, let's start. I am, Erica pala, second year nursing student. So, ayan. So, One Nurse. So, you can download One Nurse in any app, like App Store, Play Store, ganyan. And, of course, sa yun, yung mga social media accounts ni Wonders, you can follow din. Like here sa TikTok app, sa Blue app, especially sa YT guys. Like kasi nagpo-post sila doon ng mga lectures, yan. So, big help din. Kaya mag-subscribe kayo doon para updated kayo. Kasi madami talaga kayong makikita doon din. Tapos, ayan. Eh, upon downloading, so after nyong magkaroon na ng app, pwede kayo mag-use ng email account nyo para, ayun. Tapos, eto na. So, makita nyo to sa app. Like, meron pa free trial si Wonder. So, pwede nyo siyang i-try for 7 days. And meron na kayong access sa 150 plus NLE questions on practice mode. Tapos, yan, meron tayong special promo since malapit na kayo mag-exam. So, ayan, nasa screen naman na 2,099 na lang siya instead na, 'di ba, 2,599 siya. So, if you use our code na Latiners, you can get a 500 peso discount. So, for 3 months, ayan, hanggang end ng May na siya. So, ayan, meron na kayong supplemental online classes. So, makakasama kayo sa final coaching this April 21 to 25. Tapos, meron na yung 9,000 quiz cards, 7,000 PNLE, practice questions with detailed rationale, and 1,500 flashcards, 40 plus audio and video recorded lectures. So, ayun. Yun ay pag nag-subscribe kayo sa ayan, sa 2,599 and you use our code na Latiners. Tapos guys, ayan, meron din tayong 6 months. Ito, same lang siya with this one. So, ayan. Tapos, meron din tayong 12 months. Yan is abot siya hanggang November NLE 2025 takers. So, meron na rin siyang access sa final coaching class this April 21 to 25, 6 to 8 p.m. Ayan. So, kapag nandun na kayo sa app, ito ibubungad sa inyo. So, i-click nyo lang, of course, yung PNLE Prep. Yan. Tapos, ito na siya. So, merong PNLE Review Prep, quiz cards, flashcards, then yung coaching videos. Tapos, guys, ayan. Pag napindot nyo na yung PNLE na na review prep. So, pwede na ayan, merong nursing concepts and board exam. So, dito tayo sa nursing concepts. And meron ng 6 topics. Community health, funda, maternal, mental health, Palmer, and med-surg. So, for tonight, anong subject yung gusto nyo? Kasi yesterday, di ko sure ano bang ni-review nyo yesterday. MS, okay. So, meron din pala siyang options na practice mode and exam mode. So, pwede siya any phone na or any device. Pwede rin siya sa iPad or tablet. Kaya lang kasi sa iPad, if sa app mismo, parang maliit siya. Parang phone type din siya. Pero if you want na bigger siya, sa website. Yan. So, for question number 1. So, visible ba? Nakikita ba? Malaki ba? Ganyan. Ba siya malabo? So, for number 1, ayan, a female client develops an infection at the catheter insertion site. And the nurse describes this as iatrogenic. This term means that it was caused by which of the following? A. Client's developmental level. B. Therapeutic procedure. C. Poor hygiene. Or D. Inadequate dietary patterns. Okay. Anong answer nyo? Letter C. Okay. So, B ang correct answer. So, ay, nakikita ba? Ulit. Adjust natin. So, iatrogenic infection refers to an infection that is caused by healthcare providers or is unintentionally induced through medical treatments or procedures. So, next. A 20-year-old college student was rushed to the ER of PGH after he fainted during their sige. After their wait lang. Okay na po ba? Okay na po. Ayan. So, okay po. So, ROTC Dale. Complaint of severe right iliac pain upon palpation of his abdomen. Ernie jerks even on slight pressure. Blood test was ordered. Diagnosis is acute appendicitis. Start appendectomy was indicated. Pre-op care would include all of the following except signing informed consent, enema stat, skin prep of the area including the pubis, or remove the jewelries. So B is correct. So the nurse should not administer enemas as they may induce peristalsis which may cause perforation. So, ayan, share nyo pala yung live guys sa mga friends, blockmates, classmates nyo para sabay-sabay tayong mag-review. Okay, next. So, Maria has acute lymphocytic leukemia. Is experiencing nausea and headaches. These symptoms may suggest several potential medical issues except effects of radiation, chemotherapy side effects, meningeal irritation, or gastric distension. Okay, so ang answer nyo ay letter D. So D is correct. So acute lymphocytic leukemia does not lead to gastric distension. However, it can affect the central nervous system, causing meningeal irritation, which results in headaches and vomiting for patients. So next, a 65-year-old woman who was admitted for Parkinson's disease, the charge nurse is going to make an initial assessment. The patient was prescribed with levodopa. What is the action of this drug? So, increase dopamine availability. B activates dopaminergic receptors in the basal ganglia. C. Decrease acetylcholine availability, or D. Release dopamine and other catecholamine from neurological storage sites. Okay. So, A ang correct answer. So, levodopa or L-DOPA is an amino acid precursor of dopamine and is the most effective and commonly used drug in the treatment of Parkinson disease. Next, Mr. Smith, a patient with dementia, shows increased confusion in the late afternoon and just before bedtime. What term describes this phenomenon? A. Chronic fatigue syndrome. B. Normal aging. C. Sundowning. Or D. Delusions. Okay, so from the word itself, so sundowning refers to the pattern of increased confusion and agitation that occurs later in the day, particularly in dementia patients. This is not related to chronic fatigue, normal aging, or delusions, which are different conditions or symptoms. So next, what should be the priority nursing diagnosis for an adult client with acute leukemia? So A, oral mucous membrane, altered related to chemotherapy. B, risk for injury related to thrombocytopenia. C, fatigue related to the disease process. Or D, interrupted family processes related to life-threatening illness of a family member. Sige, wait natin yung iba mag-answer. So, B. Sige, ayan. Tama. So, thrombocytopenia or low platelet count increases the risk of bleeding and injury. While fatigue and family processes are important, preventing injury due to bleeding complications is primary concern. Next, which of the following important considerations will the nurse and the other members of the healthcare team always remember during cardiac arrest? A. Emergency medications available. B. Age of the client. C. Time the client is anoxic. Or D. Heart rate of the client before the cardiac arrest. Okay, A. Okay. So, C ang answer. So, it is related to the rate or chance of survival of the client. Next. The nurse is caring for Alex, a newborn whose mother has diabetes. What is the most likely characteristic of this newborn? So A, hypoglycemic and small for gestational age. B, hyperglycemic and large for gestational age. C, hypoglycemic and large for gestational age. Or D, hyperglycemic and small for gestational age. So C is correct. So newborns of diabetic mothers are typically large for their gestational age and can be hypoglycemic after birth due to rapid changes in glucose levels. They are not hyperglycemic or small for gestational age. Next, when should a male client should be taught about testicular examinations? A, when sexual activity starts. B, after age 16. C, after age 20. Or before age 20. Or D, after age 40. Okay. So C is correct. So testicular cancer frequently, pinalitan mo pa, tama naman. So frequently affects men aged 20 to 30 years. It is recommended that men learn how to perform testicular self-examinations before they reach the age 20, ideally during their teenage years. Next. So, when a patient takes vincristine, a plant alkaloid, Nurse Crystal should assess for symptoms of toxicity affecting the gastrointestinal system, nervous system, pulmonary system, or urinary system. D. Hard guess. So, sige, ano? So, B. Tama si Queen, Queen Maid? Siya. So, with repeated doses, the toxins and plant alkaloids, especially vincristine, can cause peripheral neurologic damage with sensory alterations in the feet and hands. So, next. The nurse is examining the results of a bone marrow biopsy in a client. The result that would provide the strongest indication of acute leukemia would be the presence of a significant amount of immature cells called lymphocytes, thrombocytes, reticulocytes, or leukocytes. Wait. So D ang correct answer. So leukemia is manifested by an abnormal overpopulation of immature leukocytes in the bone marrow. Next, when discussing meal planning for a 2-year-old with the mother, which statement indicates a need for further teaching? A. White grape juice is acceptable for breakfast. B. A grilled cheese sandwich is a good lunch option. C. We're going camping and we'll have hot dogs for lunch. Or D. Ice cream is a suitable snack. Okay, C. Rest for aspiration. So C is correct. So hot dogs pose a choking risk for toddlers due to their shape and size. The other options are acceptable for a toddler's diet. Next, you are a staff nurse in the eye unit of the hospital. During a quality circle meeting, concerns were raised about a patient complaints related to eye drop administration following eye surgery. Claudia, who recently had cataract surgery, was discussed as a case study to review the eye drop installation procedure. Claudia has drainage around her eyes. What is the most appropriate solution to use for cleaning her eyes? So, hydrochloric acid, normal saline solution, mineral water, or soap suds solution. Yan. So, letter B. So B is correct. So normal saline solution is typically used to gently cleanse the eyes and remove drainage because it is isotonic and safe for the ocular surface. Next, Miss Lilia, a 62-year-old woman, has undergone partial gastrectomy and is ready for discharge. Nurse Chit provides both oral and written discharge instructions. With Miss Lilia's daughter present, ayon. One way to manage symptoms of dumping syndrome is through dietary modifications. Which of the following is not recommended for Miss Lilia to follow? So A. Avoid drinking liquids and meals. B. Assume a recumbent position after meals. C. Eat small but frequent meals. Or D. Drink liquids with meals at all times. Ayon. A or D? Sige, we can try D. So D is correct. So it is advised to avoid consuming liquids with meals to slow the passage of food and prevent the rapid onset of dumping syndrome symptoms. Next, a client with psoriasis visits the dermatology clinic. When inspecting the affected areas, the nurse expects to see which type of secondary lesion: scale, crust, ulcer, or scar. So A ang correct answer. So a scale is a characteristic secondary lesion occurring in psoriasis. Although crust, ulcers, and scars are also secondary lesions in skin disorders, they don't accompany psoriasis. Next, During a home assessment, a visiting nurse is evaluating a 59-year-old man who has recently been discharged after hip replacement surgery. Which finding during the assessment requires the nurse to provide health promotion education to the patient? So a bathroom with grab bars for the tub and toilet. B, items stored in the kitchen so that reaching up and bending down aren't necessary. C, many small, unsecured area rugs. Or D, sufficient stairwell lighting with switches to the top and bottom of the stairs. Okay. So C is correct. So having unsecured area rugs is a potential danger in any household, especially in homes where residents are at a higher risk of falling. Next, a client comes to the clinic for a, a blood pressure checkup and is taking anti-hypertensive medications at home. The nurse knows that the medication is not effective if the client complains about which of the following common symptoms of hypertension. So blurred vision, decreased urine output, lower extremity edema, or occipital headache. Okay, so halo. But, okay, so D ang correct answer. So, occipital headache is a common symptom of hypertension due to continued increased pressure in cerebral vasculature. Next, the nurse is the coroner in the coronary care unit or CCU should watch out for which of the following most common complications of myocardial infarction. So A, cardiac dysrhythmia, B, cardiac enlargement, C, hypokalemia, or D, anaphylactic shock. Okay. Oh, tama. So when the cardiac muscles are affected, the rhythm and contraction are also affected. Next, during a routine assessment, the nurse is evaluating a client with hypertension. Which question should the nurse ask first to gather important information? So A, what over-the-counter medications do you take? B, describe your annual exercise and activity patterns. C, tell me about your usual diet. Or D, describe your family's cardiovascular history. Anong answer nyo? A? So A is correct. So some over-the-counter medications, such as cold remedies, can raise blood pressure significantly. Knowing the client's use of these medications helps assess any contributing factors to their hypertension. Next, a week with a week after a typhoon, the medical director organizes a recognition ceremony for healthcare personnel who worked during the incident. You receive a certificate of appreciation and a trip to Tagaytay for advanced training in disaster and preparedness. This incentive is an example of personal and research development, quality improvement, promotional activity, or personal and professional development. Okay, letter D. So D is correct. So the incentive promotes both personal and professional growth by offering recognition and an opportunity for further education in disaster and preparedness. Next, Mrs. Lopez is preparing for an open colexis, collect, cholecystectomy. What should the her nurse prioritize teaching her before the surgery? So how to use the incentive spirometer, techniques for deep breathing and coughing, guidelines for post-operative diet, or instructions for wound. Okay. So B is correct. So teaching deep breathing and coughing techniques is essential in preventing post-operative respiratory complications such as atelectasis and pneumonia. These exercises help expand the lungs, clear secretions, and improve oxygenation, reducing the risk of airway obstruction and infection. Next. So, James, a 27-year-old basketball player, sustained an inhalation burn leading to a tra- tracheo- sorry, tracheostomy due to severe upper airway edema. Wilma, James' sister and a nurse, is performing suctioning on his tracheostomy tube. Which of the following actions by Wilma would indicate a mistake? Administering 100% oxygen to James before and after the suctioning process, using 5 ml of normal saline to help loosen secretions. C. Applying suction while withdrawing the catheter or suctioning James every hour. Okay, how about the others? Okay. So D is correct. So suctioning every hour may be excessive and can lead to trauma or irritation of the airway. Suctioning should be performed based on the patient's needs and the presence of secretions rather than on a fixed schedule. Next, after surgery to treat a hip fracture, Josh, Josh returns from the PACU to the surgical unit. Post-operatively, how should Nurse Christine position Josh? Josh, ano ba? So, with the leg on the affected side adducted, with the affected hip rotated externally, with the affected hip flexed acutely, or D, with the leg on the affected side abducted. Okay. So D is correct. So to prevent adduction. Ay, sorry. Next. The nurse is monitoring Mr. Allen, who is receiving epoetin alpha or epogen for chronic kidney disease. Which potential side effect should the nurse watch for? So A, increased blood pressure, B, decreased urine output, C, bradycardia, or D, drowsiness. Wait lang ah. So A is correct. So epoetin alpha can cause hypertension, so blood pressure must be closely monitored during therapy. Next, when a patient asks about tidalling in the water sealed chamber of their chest drainage system, what is the best response? A. It indicates a possible leak in the system. B. It shows that your lung has not yet re-expanded. C. It means that the chest tube is clogged. Or D. It indicates that the system needs to be replaced. Okay, so A. So B ang answer, guys. So tidalling effect or fluctuation of the water level is a normal sign that indicates the tube is functioning and that the lung has not yet fully re-expanded. So done na pala tayo. So next, anong next gusto nyo? Yeah, so mag-community naman tayo. So ayan. A pregnant woman had just received her fourth dose of tetanus toxoid. Subsequently, her baby will have protection against tetanus for how long? Lifetime? 1 year? 3 years? Or 10 years? Fourth dose? Okay, alam ko din. D? Yes. Ay, B. Tama si Maya Bell. So, the baby will have passive natural immunity. Yung baby, guys. Yung baby pala, not the mother. So, by placental transfer of antibodies, the mother will have active artificial immunity lasting for about 10 years. 5 doses will give the mother lifetime protection. So, ayan. Next. To maintain the cleanliness of your PHN bag and its contents during a home visit, what is the best practice? Wash your hands thoroughly before and after providing care to family members. Use only items taken from the bag during the care process to prevent contamination. Wear an apron to protect your uniform and ensure it is folded with the right side out before storing it in the back in the bag. Or after the visit, fold the lining in which the bag was placed, ensuring the contaminated side is on the outside. So A is correct. So proper hand washing is crucial for maintaining hygiene and preventing the spread of infection, more so than managing items from the bag. So next, which presidential decree mandates that births must be reported within 30 days? So Presidential Decree 651, 541, 996, or 825. Okay, so A ang correct answer. So Presidential Decree 35651 requires that all births be reported within 30 days to ensure timely and accurate registration. So next, for a newly diagnosed diabetic patient, what is the most crucial factor in learning how to manage their diet effectively? So A, use of educational materials like pamphlets. B, motivation to achieve a symptom-free state. C, the patient's understanding of the dietary instructions. Or D, the clarity of language used in the instructions. So B ang answer, guys. So motivation to avoid symptoms is a key factor that drives a patient to engage with and adhere to dietary management strategies for diabetes. Next, which organization defines health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity? So, World Health Organization, Department of Health, Philippine Nurses Association, or Board of Nursing. Okay. So A is correct. So World Health Organization defined health as state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Next, the community health nurse is conducting an outreach activity in a barangay with a population of about 1,500. Which of the following is the correct estimate of the number of pregnant women that will be given tetanus toxoid by the nurse during immunization based on the population? So, 53, 30, 37, or 40? So A is correct. So to estimate the number of pregnant women, multiply the population by 3.5%. In settings where the crude birth rate is unknown, the WHO recommends using 3.5% of the total population as an estimate of the number of pregnant women. Number of live births or pregnant women equals total population multiplied by 0.035. So, ayun. Next, when discussing the characteristics of primary healthcare facilities, which statement is accurate? So they are commonly operated by government entities. B, they generally provide services on an outpatient basis. C. They serve as training centers for healthcare professionals. Or D. A community hospital is a typical example of this level of facility. Okay, so B is correct. So primary healthcare facilities usually focus on providing um, outpatient services for routine and preventive care. Next, which part of the body is the best to examine for pallor, which is the primary indicator of iron deficiency anemia? So palms, nail beds around the lips, or lower conjunctival sac. So for pallor daw. Okay. So palms ang answer, guys. So the unique anatomical features of the palms make them a reliable and convenient area for assessing pallors. Next, a community nurse collects a stool specimen to confirm the diagnosis of Richard, a young boy that is suspected of having pinworms. What would be the appropriate time for scheduling the collection of this sample? So just before bedtime, after the child has been bathed, anytime during the day or early in the morning. Okay. So D is correct. So the nurse's understanding of microbiology suggests that the best time to collect a specimen for diagnosing pinworms is in the morning. This is because the female worm lay eggs at night in the perineal area, and the first bowel movement of the day is likely to yield the most accurate results. The type of stool specimen used for this purpose is referred to as the tape test. Next, in the case of Jessa, who is a sex worker, what is the method through which she can acquire and eventually transmit HIV or AIDS to others? So contaminated syringes, direct contact with contaminated fluids, blood transfusion, or sexual contact. So D is correct. So considering Jessa's nature of work as a commercial sex worker, she must have acquired it through sexual contact. Next. During a home visit to an elderly individual living alone in a small house, which observation would raise significant concerns for the community health nurse. So big mirror in a wall, scattered and unwashed dishes in the sink, shiny floors with scattered rugs or brightly lit rooms. So C is correct. So shiny floors and scattered rugs pose a safety hazard as they can lead to falls, and it is advisable to remove rugs to prevent such incidents. Next, the prioritization process is a key step in health planning, enabling the identification of priority problems to intervene in a given community at a given time. Which criterion in priority setting of health problems is used only in community health care? A. Magnitude of the health problem. B. Preventive potential of the health problem. C. Nature of the problem presented. Or D. Modifiability of the problem. So A ang correct answer. So magnitude of the health problem refers to the percentage of the population affected by a health problem. Next, which of the following statements does not describe an expected action of antiretroviral drugs like AZT in the treatment of AIDS? So they prolong the life of the client with AIDS. They reduce the risk of opportunistic infections. They shorten the period of communicability of the disease, or they are able to bring about a cure of the disease condition. Wait lang guys. So antiretroviral agents, including AZT, cannot cure AIDS. While they are effective in reducing the risk of opportunistic infections and extending the lifespan of individuals with AIDS. They do not address the root cause of immunodeficiency or provide a cure for that disease. So next, an older patient undergoing chemotherapy is experiencing severe localized pain due to post-therapeutic neuralgia. So which type of medication prescribed for this condition should the nurse question? So A, lidocaine patch, B, gabapentinoid, C, capsaicin patch, or D, tricyclic antidepressants. So D ang correct answer. So all the listed medications can be used to treat post-therapeutic neuralgia, but tricyclic antidepressants are less commonly used due to their potential side effects and interactions, especially in older patients on multiple medications. Thus, the nurse may question the use of tricyclic antidepressants in this context. Next, what term describes the systematic collection and study of data related to events such as births, deaths, and marriages? So C ang correct answer. So vital statistics involves systematically studying key life events such as births, marriages, and deaths to monitor population health and trends. Next, Nurse Maria during community diagnosis got her data from health center records. Nurse Maria's source of data would be. So B is correct. So secondary data includes organizational records of the program, health center records, and other public records through review of records. Next, during a home health visit to a patient with autoimmune thrombocytopenic or cytopenic purpura or ATP, with a platelet count of 80, what should be the primary topic of education for the patient and their family? So bleeding precautions, prevention of falls, oxygen therapy, or conservation of energy. Okay, so A is correct. So the normal platelet count is 1 to 120,000 to 400. Bleeding occurs in clients with low platelets, and the priority is to prevent and minimize bleeding. Next, a nurse is assigned to care for a patient who has been admitted with a suspected right upper lobe infiltrate, and there's need to rule out tuberculosis. To ensure the nurse has own safety while working with this patient, which precaution is most appropriate? So A, ensure negative room ventilation. D, use a face mask with a face shield. C, wear a particulate respirator mask. Or D, implement airborne precautions. So C is correct. So tuberculosis is essential to protect against airborne particles. Therefore, the most appropriate precaution for the nurse is to wear a particulate respirator mask. Next, you've been assigned as a new public health nurse to start community organizing in Barangay San Jose. What should be your first action to effectively begin the organizing process? So A, review the local health records and statistics. B, pay a courtesy visit to the barangay captain. C, schedule a planning meeting with barangay captain. Or D, visit the municipal mayor to introduce yourself. So A is correct. So before initiating any community organizing activities, it is crucial to review existing health data to understand the community's needs and challenges. This step provides a foundation for planning effective interventions. Next, Nurse Myrna is caring for a family whose young children are suffering from malnutrition, particularly protein deficiency. Which of the following behaviors indicates a positive family coping index? So, observing erratic mealtime due to the work schedule of parents, bringing children to the health center for consultation only when needed, serving foods with that children like but high in carbohydrates, or D, cooking food in a variety that includes meat, dairy products, and beans. So D is correct. So preparing a variety of nutritious foods that include meat, dairy products, and beans demonstrates a positive approach to addressing the nutritional needs of the children, indicating a strong cooking index. Next. So a patient arrives at the emergency department with white powder on their body and reports possible anthrax exposure. According to hospital protocol for suspected anthrax, what is the nurse's first action? So A, inform hospital security about the patient. B, direct the patient to a decontamination room. C, administer a ciprofloxacin 500 mg orally. Or D, assess the patient for signs and infection. So B is correct. So the first priority in cases of potential anthrax exposure is to decontaminate the patient to prevent the spread of the pathogen. The contamination is crucial before any medical interventions or assessments can take place. Next, which of the following demonstrates intersectoral linkages? So two-way referral system, team approach, endorsement done by a wife to another midwife, or cooperation between the public health nurse and public school teachers. So D is correct. So intersectoral linkages are connections established between health sector and the other sectors engaged in community development. So next, according to C.E. Winslow, what is the primary goal of public health? So for people to achieve their right to health and longevity, for promotion of health and disease prevention, for access to basic health services, or for people to be organized in their health efforts. So A is correct. So Winslow's view emphasizes that public health efforts aim to ensure people achieve their fundamental right to health and a long life. So next, Nurse Laura is educating a family with about scabies. What type of organism causes scabies according to the etiology of the disease. So D is correct. So scabies is caused by a parasitic mite called Sarcoptes scabiei. So understanding the scabies is a parasitic infection um, helps in guiding appropriate treatment and preventive measures. So last, what are the two frequently occurring complications of chickenpox? So meningitis and TB, pneumonia and encephalitis, pneumonia and endocarditis, or encephalitis and endocarditis. So B. So pneumonia and encephalitis are the prevailing complications in severe cases of chickenpox, despite being relatively infrequent. So ayan guys, we're done for tonight. So again, I'm gonna uh, introduce one nurse. So you can download the app in any phones, Android, iOS, or any device will do. And then once you download One Nurse, you can sign up using your email account. And then guys, if you use your email account and then you want to try One Nurse, so you can start the free trial and it won't um ask for any of your credit or debit cards. Tapos, ayan, meron ka ng um, review ng 150 plus NLE questions on practice mode for free. So, free siya, guys. For 7 days. And then, ayan, till end of May, meron tayong 2599. But, may special promo si One Nurse. So, pwede nyo nang gamitin yung code namin na Latiners and makakuha kayo ng 500 peso discount. So, yung 2599 nyo magiging 2,099 na lang siya, guys. So, um, meron ka ng access sa final coaching this April 21 to 25, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So, meron na yung 9,000 plus quiz cards, 7,000 PNLE practice questions with detailed rationale, 1,500 flashcards, and 40 plus audio and video recorded lectures. So, ayun guys. And then, meron din tayo also yung 6 months. And this May NLE 2025 din siya. So, same inclusions lang din, the duration lang. And then, of course, our 12 months for 5,999. Yan yung best naman for this November. So, yung 2,599, guys, and yung, etong 3,999, pwede nyo gamitin yung code namin na Latiners dyan. So, magiging 3,599 na lang siya. So, ano pa yan, diba? So, madami na kayong inclusions dyan. So, ayun guys, thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate your time and effort na magsagot-sagot dyan. So, ayan. So, see you again tomorrow. Ayan, have a good night guys.